I'm tweeting it out now.
All right, okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
Are we
And
better now? We got a clean bill of health?
I hope we got a clean bill of health.
We got to pull up the stream to make sure.
Uh-huh. I hope we got a clean bill
You
of
didn't
health.
give me the damn link to the new thing.
Yeah, I was saying which one. You know how it is when you make another one, it gives you like 2 or 3 links.
Hold on, yeah.
So I'm trying to see which
It's
one.
just called Bgst. Microsoft is out of touch.
Yeah, it might be this one.
Hold on,
It might be the first one. Let's get started. It's this one right here. Because we're live on the air, right?
We're live.
We live, hopefully.
Yeah, we are.
No, we're live. We're live. Here it is. I don't see any gray crap going on yet.
Phil's still talking to people. He has a couple of things he said.
So Phil bring his ass to the Big Game of Small Talk podcast. You can learn a thing or two. We can school his ass. Get him hip.
Who's that?
Phil. That's one thing. It's like before we get, I just think sometimes Microsoft has to be so out of touch, man. With what the hell's going on with us. I mean, not with us, but with what the fans' perception is everything. Even though I know the Xbox One is doing well, but it seems like we're getting our ass kicked, but we're not.
We're not. It's just a little early to talk like that. We gotta go through the holidays, and then you see what's going on.
Oh man, they're gonna win the holidays. There's no secret.
I still think they're gonna beat them this holiday with this a co-marketing deal. I really don't. I think that Xbox is all in the holidays. I mean, people say.
They do. That's what they got.
Right now they have a drought and everyone's kicking them down. It's just the way it is.
It wouldn't even be such a drought if it wasn't for like people wouldn't even care. It was Bloodborne, right? Bloodborne got good reviews. Even if you hated that game, people see that it got the good reviews, and so everybody's a little bit. And let's face it, Xbox fanboys for the first time that I've noticed are jealous over a marketing deal. A marketing deal.
Yes.
I mean, at the end of the day, you have the game. I mean, I don't. Seriously.
You know why though? You know why they jealous of that marketing deal? Because they saw that Batman bundle. Even Iron Wolf was like, bro, oh shit.
Well, they've always done the Batman.
Sony's good at hardware, and Microsoft is good at software.
Batman theme, PlayStation 3. That Batman.
Well, no. But they've always had the marketing deal, like the original Arkham.
Yeah, I just listen. The marketing deal is not the issue. It's that theme console. That was nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
You just want a cool Xbox. That'll make you happy.
Just look.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Z. When you get these, don't get me wrong. I'm kind of with you. There's a portion. I mean, I admitted to you that I thought the Batman one looked pretty cool, but I stopped and I thought about it for a second. I was like, wait, now should I go out and spend $450 on this because I like this? And then I stopped and I was like, wait, you know where I put my console? Where I can't even see it. So like. We don't even, you know what I'm saying? We don't even.
And Phil just said that there's still going to be third-party deals. He just said that.
I know. Listen, think about it like this though. Imagine you got check it out, because you got people that are just Batman crazy. Imagine you got the Batman, the collector's edition. You got the card, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me ask you a question. I'm going to ask you a question.
Batman themed PlayStation shit.
Let me ask you a question, Zaire. This holiday in MPD, who's going to win? Microsoft or
Microsoft? You got Halo 5. Like, what do you got Halo 5? You got Tomb Raider. But you know what I mean? You admire Sony's console, the hardware of the design of Sony. What I do like what Sony does, it seems like they're more in tune. You know what I mean?
I think it's more desperate, Z. I think it's desperation.
Like this. I'm gonna break it, and this is the truth. I understand Microsoft say they have all of these big things lined up for E3, and guess what? I believe them. Okay? But what I'm also saying is that in Aaron Greenberg, if you're watching, Phil Spencer, if you're listening, is that at E3 2015, I don't want to hear and see games that I haven't seen it at E3 2013. I don't want to see Quantum Break taking up time from the show. I've been hearing about that game for 2 years now. I seen Quantum Break at the unveil back in March.
Phil said there's going to be new IPs that they're showing.
I hope so.
He tweeted it out today.
Hear me out. See, what the difference between Microsoft and Sony is that Sony will be marketing that game right now. You be seeing clips here, clips there, clips there. And what Microsoft do, they hold that shit all close to their chest and say, all right, here, you saw this from, we know about that game already. So guess what? I'm not saying it's not going to be nice, and it's probably, I want that more than I want Halo 5. I know it's going to be a great game. I love Remedy's work, but I'm not that excited for that because guess what? I know about it already. That's the big difference.
Yeah, but they're gonna have to show off assets of the game, either there or Gamescom. It's just not.
Yeah, I'd rather for the games. They could say that for Gamescom. E3, it got to be about next year, man. It got to be about next year.
But here's the thing, though.
No, dude, they're gonna show Halo 5 out the ass. You're getting a 50-minute demo of that.
You'll get Tomb Raider.
Okay, check it out.
Forza.
Listen to this. They're getting their ass kicked to them in Europe. They're getting their ass handed to them in Europe. You know what I mean? They need something to wow them over there in Europe. What I'm saying is, why do we have to wait to E3 to see if we know what's coming out for the last 2.5 years? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we should be seeing it already.
That's what I'm saying.
So you want a leak, basically?
No, it's not so much a leak. It's just it's hype for the game. You know what I'm saying? It's no hype for nothing right now.
But listen,
Microsoft, like, hold on, let me finish. Quiet. Right now, you don't hear anything. You don't hear nothing about it. Only thing you hear about is that they're promoting is these dang on indies. And that's what you're hearing about right now. You're not hearing about nothing.
Yeah, but
you're not really hearing about a whole lot of games that get you excited, that want you to go out and spend your hard-earned money.
But what you guys think is actually Sony in tune is actually a big conference room. Andrew House stands up, says, I don't have anything to promote for this fall. Yoshida's asleep. Fat Boy Boys is eating all the glazed donuts. And they said, you know what we got to do? What we got to do right now is we got to lock some shit down. We got nothing. And what they're doing is they're like, well, what if we put some crazy-ass artwork?
That's exactly what they did.
That's all it is. It's nothing more. They're not in tune with
exactly
shit.
what they did.
They don't have anything.
But listen what I'm sitting here saying, though. They still getting their fans hyped.
Actually,
they still marketing. They still in the fight, regardless if they got anything or not. They still there promoting in the fight. You don't hear nothing from Microsoft right now.
Okay,
it's quiet.
One up for you. We didn't heard about Star Ocean, whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah,
the fans are going crazy. We didn't hold, you know what I mean?
Star Ocean is a good JRPG. Though,
I don't care.
It's top five. It's top 5 to me. You know what I'm saying?
It's not my type of game. I'm not knocking those that like it. It's not for me. But they have it shown. But what I'm saying, Nintendo, that's not a leak. It's showing something that we know about the day. Listen, you do realize they showed Quantum Break at a deal. You understand that? When it was like TV. We saw Quantum Break back then.
Yeah, but what if you saw something in Quantum Break that totally blew your fucking mind? I mean, you don't.
Blow my mind now.
Well, they're not going to do it in the fucking middle of April 23rd
That's
or whatever the fuck they
Nintendo. It's not a new game. It's something.
Obviously, they're just going to wait the fucking month and a half, and they're just going to fucking blow people away.
But
so we're getting kicked. We're getting kicked right now.
This is what you're telling me right now. That you say, you know what? This is what you're telling me right now.
That's their philosophy.
We already seen a 15-minute in-game demo gameplay. And I can see we already saw CGI. We just seen the 15-minute in-game demo when he was on the bridge. He was fighting those two big motherfuckers. Fine. And my mind is already blown. I can't give you.
I'm not sure why we're fixated on Quantum Break because I want to see stuff. Yeah, that maybe was already announced, but we haven't seen anything from it.
Forza 6.
Yeah, I want to see Scalebound, Forza, Crackdown. I want to see this stuff. You know what I mean?
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they should just show it this week. Fuck it.
I think everybody misinterpreting. Well, I'm sitting here saying it's been 4 months within this year, and we ain't hear nothing. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. They promoting indies, and we heard a lot about Ori and
the Witcher,
some of the other little stuff. But The Witcher is a third party, though, man. Come on now.
Well, yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Are you talking about the hype for Battlefront, though?
No, well, that's what I'm sitting here saying. Microsoft came out, and they keep consistently coming out saying they got a lot to show. This been their words. I'm just holding them accountable to their words. Their words were, we got a lot to show. Last E3, we have so much stuff we got to show, we have to push it back. You know what I'm saying? So I'm expecting to be mind blown. And what we got was a bunch of multiplats with a little sprinkle of stuff that we already knew. I don't want it to be that again.
The leak. We knew because of the leak. I'm hoping
not necessarily. They showed the same thing that was at the reveal. They showed Quantum Break. They showed
hey, we got
a little bit of Halo.
There wasn't even a rumor of
that. Tomb Raider was the surprise.
Yeah.
You know, but wasn't at E3 though, was it? That was at
they showed Tomb Raider at E3.
No, it was Gamescom.
No,
that was Gamescom. That was Gamescom.
No, they showed it at E3 as well. We just didn't know it was an exclusive till Gamescom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they showed it at E3.
Well, here's my point though. Show, you actually make a very good point. I'm going to retract because going back to what Show said. Now, I do have one thing though, Show. If what you want happens in the future, there is no more E3. Because
no. Y'all digging too deep into it. What I'm sitting here saying, I'm saying that it should be they marketed it all wrong. You know what I'm saying? We should have been having games or something to get us hyped for E3. We should be hearing about something other than what we heard about. We don't hear nothing for the past couple of months. What have we heard?
Well, I would say that May was the time that we started hearing stuff about leading into E3. If you guys remember, May we heard, okay, we're gonna unbundle Connect. We're gonna show you. We're gonna show you We're gonna show you some Sunset gameplay. We're gonna show you They announced Forza Horizon 2 in May. Yeah, every week. I would assume starting in May, we're gonna see something every week leading into E3 because you want that kind of hype train. And Aaron Greenberg has said we've got some stuff to announce after State of Decay comes out, which is April 28th, I believe, which is what I said. So you're going to have May. You know what I mean? So I would believe that we would see something.
The rush is going to start to come.
Yeah, exactly. I understand that because they revving up for the back half of the year. I understand that.
I just think it's over-exemplified because of the whole Star Wars thing. I think people right now are just too fixated on that. Yes, you're right. So Sony has done a good thing with that. It's a get, I would say, and they have their fans hyped, like you said. But I just think when we live in the day here and now, because E3 can come and this whole conversation we can look back on and say, holy shit, Microsoft completely wowed us. You know what I mean?
And listen what I'm saying. I have no doubt that the E3 show is going to be nice. I have no doubt about that. The last E3 show was decent. It was nice. What I'm sitting here saying is if you had so much to give us, you would have thought that they would have had something or would have said something about games that could have been coming throughout this first half. This first 4 months. All we had was a indie and some free to plays.
What if they announced Joe Montana tomorrow?
I mean, but listen, that's future. That's later on in the year. What I'm saying, I'm concerned about this first half of the year.
Well, the first half of the year pretty much is a drought. I think we all know that.
Why is it a drought though? That's my whole point. Why is it a drought? When they said they had so much to show, they had so much to put out.
I don't think that Microsoft looked at January and February as viable months.
Should have though. It is because gamers get bored.
Look at it, yeah, but gamers aren't really. They don't technically buy a lot of consoles or games in January and February.
February is income tax time.
Well, no. Well, technically, the income tax time is March, April when most people get them back. You know what I mean?
Not necessarily.
Yeah, okay, look at the top 5 NPD this month for software. Number I think 4 or 5 was Mario Party, which sold like less than 300,000, and that's including digital. You know what I'm saying? And that's number 3 or 4. Come on, you still had Advanced Warfare in there in the top 5. You know what I'm saying? People aren't buying.
Let me ask you this. How much did Bloodborne sell?
Yeah, but Bloodborne was probably as fall.
Listen what I'm sitting here saying, though. Listen what I'm saying. If it's a great game, it's going to sell regardless.
That's not true. I thought Sunset Overdrive was great, but apparently...
No, Sunset Overdrive got smothered by a whole lot of other IPs that people thought were better. That's why they pushed Quantum Break back to the beginning of next year.
Actually, I think they pushed that back because they hear people complaining about no games at the beginning of the year.
No, they pushed it back. Listen what I'm saying. They didn't want it to get swallowed. They did not want that game to get swallowed.
Yeah, but
that game would have got swallowed up with the game that's coming.
I think it's just the opposite. They hear people bitching about no games in February or March, and so now Quantum Break is going to be a big game in February or March. I mean,
I think it's a combination of both of what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense to me.
In fact, what Delando is saying is true, and I agree with you too. They're listening right now, and we're fucking killing them basically.
I'm sorry.
And it's gonna come, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's right.
Hey, lesson learned, probably they're saying. But check this out: had Bloodborne been shit, then people probably wouldn't even be saying anything. It's like, oh my God, they get a third-party thing, and Bloodborne, let's all jump ship from Microsoft. Like they aren't the, you know what I'm saying? They still were the ones that give us the best games and the best services and things like that.
We're forgetting though that Bloodborne and The Order were both delayed. They were supposed to be last holiday. Sony had nothing to do with
The Order was last holiday. Bloodborne was supposed to come out in February. Was delayed a month or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, but nonetheless, I'm saying that they had a game that The Order was supposed to come out in the holiday, got pushed back. Now, what are you going to do? You're going to have the same thing again this year. And I don't understand how Sony, again, here we are, we're Xbox guys, and we're trying to manipulate the Xbox world. Here's Sony going into the second holiday with a remaster only.
That's going to be echoed too, because as we're complaining right now, we're being real right now. Okay, yeah. We're being critical and we're being real. But you look at the landscape of this. You have 5 IPs in quarter 3, 4, and quarter 1, 2 of 2016, and he just said Crackdown's playable. That could come out quarter 2, 2016. You don't know.
Right.
I mean, they really have a lot of AAAs coming. 5 to 1 right now, really, the way I count, because I'm not counting Persona 5 as an AAA triple.
Pico.
I mean, I think
Pico 5, motherfucker.
Look, if you're multi-console, right? Like a lot of us are in this room right now, right? Microsoft, we're just getting on Microsoft, but what has Sony announced for the rest of the year?
They basically spent all their money on marketing. This is what you're seeing, and we're doing what we're doing right now. We're talking about it.
You know what? I got one for you. Listen, check it out, guys. And I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna flip it here, okay? And Microsoft fans are pissed off about the Battlefront, right? Microsoft fans were pissed off about the Destiny. But here's the thing: if I was a Sony fan, only, I would be mad at Sony because that $40 million they spent with Bungie, as far as with the Destiny, time DLC and all that stuff. They could have took their money and put it into a new IP. That whatever they gave EA to market Battlefield or whatever they gave
Battlefront. Keep saying Battlefield.
Well, I'm sorry, Battlefront. Whatever they gave Rocksteady to promote Batman or whatever, they could have took that money and put it into a new exclusive.
Well, hey, Next Gen, it's funny you bring that up because they actually had a game similar to Destiny, a first-party exclusive being made by Sony Santa Monica, and they laid them off and canceled the IP because it was so similar to Destiny and ended up investing that money into Destiny. They could have had their own kind of MMORPG shooter that was going to be exclusive.
Hey, you know what? Hey, we finally got our Halo. They took it as
because it was Bungie, right? They looked at it as Bungie developing it,
right?
And so they were going to have their Halo. Too bad it stunk and it was terrible, but
shit, they not ourselves. What is 18? How many? 14 million sold? Fuck.
They haven't even said how many millions. The only thing they've said is how many people are active each day, or how many accounts have been
sold a lot.
Well, I don't know. It's the Destiny deal. That's $40 million or whatever they spent. But from what I've kind of talked to people on it, I think Destiny actually might have sold more on Xbox than PS4.
It did. Well, the interesting thing behind that is because they don't count. Oddly enough, this is why MPD is such bullshit.
They don't count
right?
digital.
They don't count digital, and they don't count bundles. So yeah, Destiny sold more because check out what happened at that time that Destiny came out. Right, the PlayStation 4 sold like 500,000 PlayStation 4s that month. Xbox sold like 400,000 or whatever it was. And Xbox actually was giving away a free game and included Destiny as one of those free games. But that counted. Whereas Sony had theirs bundled in, and that didn't count. So see how Microsoft worked that? I mean, it was a good thing that Microsoft did because that did ensure that it kind of made Sony look foolish because they weren't going to have as many sales on this game they invested in. But you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I think that Xbox people are going to support Bungie more than that. I don't know if they'll support the next game, though, because that game is kind of crazy. You know, like, not fun. You know what I mean?
It's not my type of people love that goddamn game, Greg.
Well, I haven't played it since like the second week it was out. Like, this is the thing. It's super fucking polished. The shooting, it's gorgeous, all that stuff, right? But it's just boring. And, you know what I mean? And that's, why game if you're going to be bored?
Yeah, I mean, it didn't have enough diversity to it. And even though when they added these raids and such, like Crap was saying last week, instead of going left, they're like, now what I want you to do is go right and go down into a cave that looks just like the one when you went left and do that for an hour and a half. And you're like, all right. And then later on, when you get done, you picked up a green pair of shoes.
Hey,
Tim. I was like, all right, sweet.
Hey, Tim, did you see on IGN they do the Daily Fix? Our Twitter handles were in one of the stories, that Aaron Greenberg story about EA Access and Star Wars Battlefront.
What happened?
First on Xbox One.
Yeah, okay, well, Aaron Greenberg tweeted out that thanks to EA Access, Battlefront would be playable first on Xbox One. Me and Tim Dog are included in this tweet, and so this tweet ends up splashed across the screen on IGN's Daily Fix. Right, and I was like, "Holy shit, that's me and Tim right there." You know what I mean? I thought that was kind of cool. You know what I mean? That we ended up across there. I get across the bottom feed sometimes when they ask, "What do you think about this?" And I'm like, "Well, this is what I think about this." Sometimes people will be like, "Hey, I saw your Twitter at the bottom of the Daily Fix thing." So
I think I got Aaron in some trouble. I had to apologize to him when I said, "Hey, Aaron, how much money did you give me if I traded my PlayStation 4?" He said, what he said, he'd give me 3-4 free games or some shit.
Yeah.
What was it, Amy Ball or Venture Beat ran with the goddamn story? I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Dude, they combing it with a fine-tooth comb.
But there's that whole thing with the handshake thing that was brilliant this week.
Yeah.
And like you guys know, we talked about that whole NeoGaf handshake thing, right? Like with Major Nelson. Well, this week, Aaron Greenberg sends out a Vine with him, I think, shaking Major Nelson's hand.
Yeah, I think it was him too.
Yeah. And then, like a really good handshake. Like, you could tell that was just like a FU to NeoGaf. And, like, the majority of people wouldn't get that. They're like, oh, what's this all about? But, like, I think the hardcore people know that that's, like, kind of a fuck you to NeoGaf.
After all that shit there, after all the shit that we raised last week and brought awareness, didn't he still turn around and invite him to E3?
You know what? I think that
Major Nelson did. Listen, Major Nelson, I think he just wanted peace. He didn't want it, but in actuality, he probably doesn't like Tyler. I mean, how could?
Yeah, he doesn't want them there. But he looked like, this is what you do when you have haters like that. You just go about your day and do your thing and try to I think that pisses off people. Like, one of the things about my channel is people think they get to me and they don't. And I just go about my day, and then, you let your success do your talking with that. I'm not saying I'm successful, but, Microsoft has a chance to Microsoft has a chance to show people up at E3 by letting the games do the talking. And if that's the case, if they have a really fantastic E3, like I believe they're going to do, then that's going to get a lot of people. Look at NeoGaf. That's going to be the best thing because Major Nelson and Aaron Greenberg are going to be able to look at NeoGaf. They're going to freak out. They're going to fucking freak out. That's the best thing.
Hey, crap! You know what, bro? Let me say this.
That's the best payback.
Listen, I understand all that's well and good.
I'll be laughing at him.
Hey, crap! What you're talking about is in the same world. Microsoft will come out that motherfucker and give everybody a Jaguar, a hooker for the night, and they're still gonna say Microsoft lost E3, bro.
Yep.
It doesn't matter.
That's a fact.
No matter what they do, like the internet is ruled by the vocal minority, you know what I mean? Bunch of 15 and 60 that they grew up on PlayStation. No matter what Microsoft does, like I told you guys, I stumbled upon this community. I've been a gamer damn near all my damn life. I didn't even know there was a YouTube gaming community. Didn't know anything about it. When I used to come to YouTube, I would look at my UFO shit, the street fights and rap videos. That was it. I stumbled upon this community. You know what I mean? So, no matter what Microsoft does, what Sony going to come out there, but half their shows going to be dedicated to indies, little sperm cells and
VR for sure.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then you're going to have Mr. Peanut.
They gotta show something about VR.
Oh,
They ain't showed nothing.
Yeah,
Sony
they
is,
are.
Microsoft isn't.
Are invested in that now.
I know
Yeah.
Microsoft really shouldn't, to be honest.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
shouldn't.
I mean,
they should stay away from it.
But no. Listen, I like the HoloLens. If they can come out with the right, I think that HoloLens was nice. You know, I'm not
It is, but
They should have its own event.
do
for
your
that.
own event for that. You're
Yeah.
Microsoft. You
I
can do it.
wouldn't do it.
Do your
Listen,
own personal event for that. That's the
Yeah,
whole
it's
thing.
more than just gaming, so you could play it off like that. Hey, this is all you can do, and also we got some games, right? If you do that at E3, it's gonna take time up, and I don't want like the whole connecting. Remember how they used to do focus a lot on connect, and, like
Yeah, we don't want that.
you don't want the hey Skittles or anything like that. You don't want that shit. Let Yoshida go out in a suit like 4 times too big and put on that stupid fucking headset and make an ass out of himself, right? I don't want to see.
We unbox that bitch with them brown leather.
Hey man, that dude got a face like he just smiled and put his face in dough.
Yeah.
And it's just permanently pasted that way.
Here's a couple of things I want to bring up, and somebody brought this up in the comment section. Supposedly, there's a rumor that GTA 5 DLC story is going to be first on Xbox One and 360. And there's also rumors that Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to be at Microsoft E3 and possibly a remaster of the first with a bundle Xbox One. Like I saw this picture floating around.
Wasn't it something about Red Dead being on PlayStation exclusively?
No, there's
I
never.
thought I read something about that, man.
That would blow the. That would piss me off.
Yeah. That Red Dead.
Rockstar
I thought I heard something about that, man, but I don't know.
Rockstar don't play by normal rules. They don't really sell out. Like they'll do like time DLC and shit like that for the right price, but that's more 2K. Rockstar don't actually go to E3 as far as I don't know if they've ever been. They're not that type of developers. But I could see maybe 2K or maybe if they could get a Rockstar guy up there, it would be huge. I think that would be great.
Right.
I mean, there'll be other third-party games to be had. I mean, that's just part of the business, but.
Well, I mean, look, Call of Duty, we're not fans of it. Like, that's played out to me, but it's still the biggest game every year, and they're going to reveal that in, the 24th, so 5 days away? And
so
that's
we'll know by then who's the market.
Yeah, that's going to, because, look, every year it's going to say, hey, captured on Xbox One or whatever, you know what I mean? And it's going to be like, only on Xbox. Get the map packs first on Xbox One. You know what I mean? And that's
Call of Duty is definitely going to be Xbox.
Now, let's just pretend. What if it isn't?
Well, then they would need something.
They were having another podcast doing this.
No, but I think
Showstopper would be going crazy.
What's that? Now I wouldn't be going crazy. I just think Microsoft is just being like Next Gen said, too quiet right now, and it's nothing wrong with if you got something big coming along, that big blow, but I think as gamers, a lot of times we like advertisement all year long. You just want to be excited all year long instead of just waiting for E3 to be excited, and that's just my whole point.
I kind of agree with you, and they can fix that next year.
Yeah, I hope so, because we need to be excited all year, man.
Well, at least
I agree with that. I understand.
We do know Quantum Break is going to be early next year, so and we do know that.
Let me see. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, finish.
Oh, I was just going to say, like, next year's lineup looks even better than this year's because you're looking at Quantum Break, Scalebound, Crackdown, Gears 4. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have...
we might get Scalebound this year, though.
Maybe. There's an outside chance, but I think Phil learned his lesson with releasing the IP late in the year, a new one. I think that he'll probably wait. A new IP, I think...
It's best to do the new ones in the beginning of the year. A lot of people, it's not, in the summertime, it's not a whole lot going on around those months. It's always, kind of like how we are now.
Montana this year. I mean, that could be huge.
Yeah. I mean, I understand that. I'm just saying we should be having something to take a chance on.
I think also they should push up some PR, maybe
push it up just a little bit.
Yeah, you could do that. I mean, they could announce a third party, or they could talk about something. I mean, maybe talk about family share. I don't know what the fuck. Do something, I agree.
Because I mean, like for instance, Sony is talking about Batman. They talking about, they just got this new, Star Wars game, and it's a lot that they are talking about.
I got both those
pre-ordered
on Xbox One.
And that's fine, but listen what I'm saying. Their fans is excited for it, though. I mean, it's a hype around it because the hype is more around them than it is around Xbox. So
or
therefore, it feels the game right. It's geared towards PlayStation more than it is towards Xbox. Even though we know it's on Xbox and people go out and purchase it, they're gonna see like, oh, it's on both platforms, and they'll choose and make their decision that way. But at the end of the day, their gamers is hyped about what's coming to their platform. And that's all it is, man. That's what it basically boils down to. Getting your gamers excited about what's coming to their platform of choice. Mm-hmm. And that's what I want them to do, man. Get excited about it all year long, not just at E3 and waiting for E3 the whole time.
All right, let's pretend. Let's play executives. What would you do? What would you do this week?
This week? It's like, say for instance, I'm gonna say now it's too late because you should have been doing something since January.
Well, let's okay, that's fine. But let's just say we had an epiphany and we all agreed.
Okay, all right.
What would you want this week? Give me an example.
I got it. Here's the thing, and maybe you guys may disagree, but I think with Microsoft, with their strategy, what they try to do is that they try to win every holiday season. And then and then come around January, and for the momentum they had, they from Christmas they lost it. Like when they took their shit back up to $50, whatever momentum they had, it was gone. That was it.
That was the stupidest fucking thing they ever did was raise the price back up.
What they should be doing is every month they should be trying to like understand. I do realize that not saying I do realize, it's a big misconception that the Xbox One is not selling well. It is selling well. This is not selling as good as the PlayStation 4, their biggest rival. And Microsoft doesn't want to finish second. They want to finish first. So, like I said, and the way to do that is by showing it's not a leap because we all know that Quantum Break is coming. We all know that Tomb Raider is coming. We all know that Scalebound is coming. Now you can start showing little bits of,
of them games. I would be showing, gameplay footage of Quantum Break. Getting people excited about Quantum Break. If little things like that. If you're gonna drop a platformer, or whatever like that, and it's coming, announce it. And then show gameplay footage at E3 if that's what you're gonna do, especially the platformers to get us excited about it. Because if they're gonna do a Banjo,
I think Banjo's.
I don't need to hear nothing new now.
Right?
You can say all the new stuff for E3, like the Joe, all that stuff. But the stuff that I already know about, feeding to me now. That's not exciting. I already know that it's coming out. I already know the game is going to look.
Hey, we know Halo's coming out, but I guarantee we're going to be excited to see that shit at E3.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be excited to see it. I was excited. I was excited just off the trailer. The trailer had me juiced. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we missing. We ain't got none of that. We ain't got nothing.
I mean, if you have something to show, and that's time to start hyping up that game. But I think next week we're gonna see Call of Duty, and who knows? Maybe that it could be something good. I don't know. I'm not into the future thing. Like I said, I don't see why you have.
I'm going to go back to what I was saying before. I've been kind of sitting here and just trying to take it all in.
Developers and all three of them doing.
Michelle, what you're asking, the reason I don't think what you're asking is viable is this, okay? When the Super Bowl ends in February, we don't hear nothing from our teams again till almost June.
That's not true. That's not true. I follow my squad, the Bengals, and they put out things that they do every week. If they do something, it's an article, it's something about new players, free agency, a whole lot coming up.
I follow all my Giants too. I know everything that they did and what's going on, but none of it's like super exciting.
It ain't exciting until you get to your whole team together. But you do get excited for the draft. You do get excited for the free agents that come and them talking.
Let me just say this. Z. Hold on. Let me just say this. What I'm saying is, let me use, because I think Show made a good point. Okay, so like he said, there's the draft. There's a couple of the free agent signings here and there. That's the Oris. That's that's the Windows 10 thing where we're going to be able to play our devices on all multiple things in our house. And then what E3 is OTAs. That's when you hit like first practice. like what I'm saying is that the reason this is all hush, hush, hush with Microsoft is they really do plan these explosions. Now, last year was a bit of leakage, and this and that took a little bit away. But that's why I think you're not seeing that right now, because basically January till May is just it's right after the Super Bowl. Christmas is the Super Bowl. It's over.
Mhm.
So then they want they gotta get their shit together too. I mean, they're a big company, but they still got to plan and have this and have that. They have they do a better show than the Oscars for E3. You know what I mean? They do a big ass show. Sony doesn't. Sony puts their logo on there, and they have a couple fat guys come out there and powers.
Hey, come on, man. We gotta. We're all looking forward to that Sony show, man. I want to see. Hold on.
Powers season 2.
They're gonna get killed this E3. I know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. But
they are
getting
killed,
Tim,
so.
Hey, they got killed. Hey, they're gonna show. You know what they're gonna show? I'm gonna tell you right now. They're gonna show Battlefront. They're gonna show that horror game that they got. They're gonna show a God of War remake. They're gonna show
That Princess.
They're gonna show Yoshida on a couch. Playing,
yeah. Oh, and they're
Battlefront.
gonna show a big Uncharted demo because they have a. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Even though we've already seen that,
Yeah.
I can guarantee they're gonna show you, and I want to see that. I know it's been announced since 2013, and we've seen that one demo last year or whatever the hell it was, but I want to see more. Yeah.
That
I wanna
mess
see-
delayed the game.
Yeah. Well, hey, anybody that thought that game was coming out this year is crazy. Sony was selling you a line of bullshit. That's what that was. You know what I'm
You
saying?
were expecting. When I saw that, I was like, I'm gonna be real. When I saw their shit, usually you're blown away. I was like, I'm not fucking blown away by this. It looks
Yeah.
okay. It looks good, but come
Do
on.
you remember last year when we were all like, hey, listen, they didn't have to show, like, Microsoft didn't even have to show Gears. We just wanted to see the symbol so we knew it was alive. Well, let me tell you this year. This year at Sony, you're going to see all kinds of symbols. You're going to see God of War 4 symbol. You're going to see a symbol for that other wacky little cartoon character they have with a hat. Listen, I got news for you. You're going to see all kinds of shit. What's that Snoopy?
Sly Cooper?
No. Snoopy with the hat. What's his name there? Rappa Fappa Malappa, whatever the hell.
Rapper the rapper. Yeah, rapper the
All
rapper.
these logos. They're going to show all these logos, and people are going to be like, oh, god damn, it's all coming. And it's not. They don't have anything in the works, but they're going to keep that hope alive, just like they did in 2000. You guys are the ones that always say this. What was it, 2005, when they showed all the ducks in the tub, and then they did something else, right? All they show is just trash. They show these fake. Now, see, Microsoft take their hat off to them in one way. All they show you is what they truly are going to produce, but they get criticized for that because maybe it's not all the smoke and mirrors that Sony does. Sony is all smoke and mirrors.
You want to know what something that's really funny is, and this is something that kind of annoys me a bit lately. Like, I like Phil Spencer a lot, but I feel like a lot of, like, Larry and Aaron Greenberg are kind of, like, held back a little bit by Phil here in this aspect. Like, somebody tweeted out this thing, a blog from Major Nelson from when the PlayStation 3 was announced, and he goes on this blog, and I saved it, and I can give it to you guys after, and he lists how, yes, the PS3 is technically more powerful, but there's more to it than that. There's the software, there's the services, there's this and that. And then he goes on to say flat out, Sony has a habit of overpromising and underdelivering, and that takes balls to say, and that's something that I miss most about Microsoft is that they don't come out and have the ballsy type things that they normally used to say with the 360.
Aaron does. Aaron definitely.
Oh, Aaron does, but I think he gets reeled in a bit by Phil.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he does.
I think he does. And let's face it. Look, Xbox hasn't had a sexy lineup, but are they totally void of games? No, because you did have, whether you like all of them or not, but you did have Ori, and you'll have State of Decay and Scream Ride, Smite, and
crap.
and Neverwinter. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying there's stuff to play.
It is. Listen, what I'm saying though. I mean, it's stuff to play, and I like I got the Neverwinter, and I also have Smite,
Neverwinter's fun.
and all that is great. But what I'm saying is those are free to play games, and I'm thankful that they are free to play games because you're able to explore and do all that. But you still want something that you can go out tangible that you want.
Hell, I want that for all of them. I own all.
You know what I'm saying? You want to go out and purchase and say, hey, you know what? This game got me so hyped that it made me go out and drop my money on it.
Yeah, man, I got all 3 consoles, man. I'm waiting to say that on all. Well, so far this year, no, I do. So far this year, I have money down on Batman, Tomb Raider, Halo, Battlefront.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got, go ahead next year. I'm sorry.
Huh?
Go ahead.
No, I said, Crab said he dropped $35 on a butt plug. Fuck.
Man, 35, man, that's cheap, bro. Where you getting yours from, man? Come on.
But I will say this. One thing I like that Microsoft do, when they do announce it, they do it in show fashion. You know what I'm saying? Right. They really get behind it and they really promote it.
Yep.
Like none other. When they do a release on something, I mean, it's party. It's a whole lot of festivities going on when they finally do it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, you want that feeling all year long, though. You want to be, you want that all the time.
I feel like they have lesson learned. That's why I think Quantum Break and maybe something else to get pushed into early next year.
Yeah.
But what do you guys feel about this? All right, they postponed The Witcher originally, right? And it doesn't come out for exactly a month from today. Why is it long? You know what I'm saying? If it's not up to par, and they said, hey, they're going to continue working on this, and there's rumors that the Xbox One version could be 1080p. We don't know, and I'm not a person that cares about resolution, but why delay it? And if you're going to ship it a month early anyway,
they went gold a couple days ago. We know as Xbox One owners, we're not going to get. I wrote this to Phil. Actually, he didn't write back because probably can't for publication reasons. But I said to Phil when he was answering questions, I said, Phil, did you hear anything from CD Projekt Red on why they're basically releasing? They went gold a month ahead of time, but you're telling me they didn't have time to utilize the ES RAM? Why do you have all this time to go gold a month in advance? It doesn't take that long to spin the discs. You know what I mean? Don't give me that shit. We all know that companies go gold a week and a half before release.
Yeah, a whole month is crazy.
Huh?
I heard it was 1080p.
I heard it was 900p still for us.
Yeah. I read an article.
I read that too. No, I read that article too, but people in the comment section were saying that was the PC version, that IGN was just using an Xbox controller.
No. That could be the truth, but when is Windows 10 coming out? When is that coming out?
I think it comes out this summer, but
June, July. Yeah.
Phil just said that the preview members are going to be testing that first. So
right.
I would assume that we'll get it a month. You can't just throw that out to the masses. You got to have it.
I think we're going to see it next month, Crap. I'm here in May for preview.
Yeah, we could.
We'll probably be testing it for a while. I think we're going to test it for about at least 2 months.
Yeah. 2 months, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense because, look, you're going to release that, and I think Fable Legends is going to come out with that, right?
We're talking Fable Legends in August, right? If the rumors are true?
July or August, yeah, something like that, because I think they're going to release that Montana game around then too, because
I think there might be a launch title, Windows 10 launch title.
Yeah, I believe Fable is, because they want it to be that cross-play deal, right?
Yeah, or I'm saying even the Joe Montana, those games are up in the air for that.
Yeah.
I
agree. I think that it's
game like
reason why I'm asking that is because when Windows 10 do officially get released, I think a lot of these arguments that people have will kind of be deceased after that point, because we know everything will be added in that package. DirectX, everything will be in there in Windows 10. So a lot of the frame rate issues that on certain games and things of that nature, we're gonna start getting into the meat of the matter. And I think Microsoft, this is just my thought, they've been holding off because they need this to be released in order for them to go forward. So maybe why is drought in the first 4 months is because things that they want to put out can't be put out until that is put out first.
Yeah,
that's probably why
held back a little from that.
Yeah, so what I'm saying, that's probably why in the beginning of the year we were so hyped about Windows 10, because they had to talk about it, they had to show it, they had to do a whole lot.
Aren't they doing a build conference too soon?
Yeah, the 29th, I think.
Okay.
So they had to do all of these things, and what I'm saying is, I think a lot of games got pushed back that's utilizing that.
Yeah, so look what we could get, guys. We could get the Call of Duty thing with the branding, whether we like it or not. It's the biggest franchise every year. So you could get that on the 24th, and then the 29th, you might get a release date for Fable Legends and Windows 10 and all this stuff as well. So I think that would be huge leading into May, where we might actually see some gameplay footage of some of the stuff that we know is coming, which would, I think, do a long way. And you want to go in on a positive note to E3, right? That's what you want to do, and I think the best way they could do that is, you start off small, Call of Duty, just like they did last year, and then remember they were like, okay, no more paywall for this or that, you know what I'm saying? And then you go into something else. I'm hoping that maybe give some kick-ass games for Games for Gold. You know what I mean? I think that this past months were decent. Well, especially on 360, but you got to build, that's what you do. You want that momentum going into E3, and then you blow everybody away. Now, no matter what they do, I'm with you guys. That the fix is in, so the media won't let Microsoft win anything. But that doesn't mean that the fans can't. You know what I'm saying? Right. They could change a few minds, I believe.
Oh man, I'm gonna be out here bragging.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm sure we all will. Look, like I said, I own all three, so I'm looking for anything. Like so far, Sony has no exclusives.
As soon as they give me something to be excited about that I can go and make some great videos, man, I'm not excited. You know what I'm saying? I'm not excited at all, man. I'm like, God, man, come on, y'all.
Zaire called it out loud when crap was going through it. Okay, so we had Ori, we had Scream Ride, we have State of Decay.
I was excited about Ori. Ori is a brilliant guy.
But Zaire said it, and I'll agree with him. If we want to classify, he said that's dog shit. And I'll tell you right now, though, here's the thing. PS4, pure and grade A dog shit. Yeah. They had nothing. Really, come on. Bloodborne was a blackout on YouTube. That was no big deal. That's a niche thing. And The Order was getting 5.
The Order was dang on terrible, man. I don't care what nobody say. That game was trash.
So even all I'm saying is Microsoft's dog shit beat the competition's dog shit.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, wasn't the protagonist in the story of the movie in Bloodborne, wasn't that motherfucker a skinny black dude with diabetes? Kept hitting
I mean, I'm gonna tell you all the buses that they had. Yeah, Drive Club was a bus, right? We all can agree to that on PlayStation. Yeah. That was trash. Yeah. The Order, which it didn't live up to what it was hyped to be. You know what I'm saying? Most of the thing you got out of Order was a lot of quick time events to fight all the bosses.
It was
pretty
terrible.
much.
Yeah, it was
God, that's awful. You know what I'm saying? So you had that. Then you had Infamous, which was okay. It was all right, but it was decent. I'll say that it was decent. Okay. I can't say it was as bad as Drive Club and all that, but it was a decent. It was a decent IP. Knack.
You ain't gotta say nothing.
I'm just going through. I'm just naming this off. I'm just going through the list. Killzone.
Yeah.
All that was 1080p sprinkled all over, and some bots with some paint, with some high gloss paint, with some high gloss leaves, and some shiny buildings. But it was pretty, but that's all pretty much it was.
It wasn't even.
And so you had that, and it wasn't really 1080p online portion. Really wasn't. So but the story, I guess it was.
They got sued over that shit too.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to give them one more good one. Flower. I said Infamous.
Oh, okay.
They had Flower.
They're releasing Flower. They're releasing Flower.
But listen what Microsoft put out. They put out Titanfall, Sunset Overdrive, Rise, Son of Rome,
Dead Rising 3, Killer Instinct.
Dead Rising 3, Killer Instinct. It was a lot of great games, man. Forza. All this little stuff. So
Sunset Overdrive, yeah.
You looking at what 10 to 12 to what 6 possibly that got spread over the course of 2 years.
Yeah, all that's well and good though, but there's still.
So I think Microsoft definitely is the better platform when it comes to.
No.
That's basically my point. I was making.
Hey, show, and all you guys, I want to be clear. This by far. The Xbox has had the better
And I ain't even go through all the games for real. I just named off a few. You know what I'm saying? I can keep naming, but they did do a decent job.
I'm gonna be honest. Microsoft has the better features, has had the better software, had the better online service. But you know what killed the Xbox? That resolution gate. You understand that?
Yeah.
That's what hurt the Xbox more than DRM.
Yes.
Because it was a big misconception.
DRM was bad too.
No.
Yeah, but the resolution gate hasn't gone away.
I say that DRM because we've been dealing with DRM last generation. Okay.
Yeah, you're right. It hasn't gone away. That's basically the point.
The online code and all that shit. But what hurt them the most was the resolution gate. It was a big misconception that the Xbox couldn't do quote unquote 1080p.
I thought that shit would go away when because that's only an issue if every PlayStation 4 game is 1080p. The moment the PS4 doesn't have a 1080p game, in my opinion, your bragging rights are out the fucking window.
Yeah, you know what they do? It ain't even at 1080p anymore. As long as it's a higher resolution than the Xbox.
That's it.
That's what it's. That's what it is now. I was sitting here looking at these clickers. I'm sitting here like I thought 1080p was the mark. Well, it's higher than Xbox. That's all I care about. I'm like, wow.
Exactly.
Really?
You used to have people saying, "Oh, I'm not playing a game unless it's 1080p," right? But then like Watch Dogs came out, and oh no, they quick and changed their tune. Well, no. It's 900. That's pretty good. I'm like, okay, well, you played Killzone. That wasn't 1080p.
This was the thing. You can't really tell the difference at 900p from 1080p, so it's 1080 me.
Yeah. It's all bullshit. It is. It's all
like
these dudes is crazy.
But honestly, what hurt the Xbox, in my opinion, I think that might hurt a little bit, but I think mostly is that they say those first impressions are everything, right? And I think the first impression of the Xbox was a bad one for a lot of people. And it wasn't even, not even just the reveal, not even just that, right?
It was Matrix, man.
But also the month leading up to it, where they just let rumors go for months. They just let the rumors just be. You know what I'm saying? Like I kept on saying this on M4G, right? Like this was at a time when I was on there a lot, right? Before I got banned and stuff, right? I said, no way. I said Microsoft has to have somebody with their ear to the ground, seeing that people don't want DRM and this. And what the fuck happened?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
A month and a half later, they still said, "Well, we're going to do." Even after they fired the guy for saying deal with it with that Orth guy, right?
Yep.
Even after the backlash for that, they still did.
That was Matrix's biggest fault.
Somebody needed to tap Matrix on the shoulder, give a courtesy tap, man. Say, yo, my man.
Matrix was feeling himself, man. Matrix was in a whole nother. He was in a whole nother space right there because he thought he owned Microsoft. Boy, that dude was up there talking big. He cost them some chips, boy. I mean, goodness. He went in Microsoft pockets, boy, like big time. Oh my God, man! I mean, his arrogance is what it turned me off. When I was sitting here looking at him, it was just his attitude towards it. Nuclear sub. I'm like, oh man, he in a special place right now.
Well, you know what the thing that bothers me.
They can't afford no internet. We got a device for you.
The whole Matrix thing. The whole thing that bothered me the most was when you find out that he actually didn't spend a lot of time at the Microsoft campus. He was mostly at home. You know what I mean? He didn't work. He's not wasn't a part of it day to day. You know how like Phil Spencer, he's like, I'm playing Crackdown every day. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. He's at the campus. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Matrix wasn't there. So how can you know what's going on or what people want when you're not interacting with people? Now Phil isn't as active on Twitter as he used to be, but he's the goddamn head of Xbox, so you can understand that now. You know what I mean? Like you won't see Kaz Hirai interacting with people, for Sony or even Yoshida. I've messaged Yoshida a ton of times, and that man has never replied to me. You know what I mean? Like, so even Adam Boyes, and I hate that asshole.
I hated him ever since I saw that fucking commercial.
Where they're sharing that fucking game.
Oh, I hated him. I'm like,
God, I was like, oh my God. Yeah, I was like, oh my God. I mean, I'm a fan.
Is that who that is with him and Yoshida?
Yeah,
when it was like,
boys, man.
They're sharing, man. Hey, man, I didn't even know who he was, man. That dang, man.
I just didn't like the look on his face. He was just fucking.
Yeah, some people you just want to.
Thanks.
Hey, crap, I wonder if they would have shared that bag so easily if it was Boys' Tostitos. I'll tell you right now, that guy is he's a mean dude. You can see when he gets up there.
That dude.
Before he even finishes his sentence, he's like, he looks at the screen, he scrunches his face, he goes, 1080p, and he just stares.
Yeah, that dude got a serious, I'm going to tell you, he got a serious Tom Turkey going on that neck, bro. That neck, I'm telling you, bro, that's a gobble. That's a different type of turkey. That's Tom Turkey.
You know what's funny is he didn't get any shit. He was like Battlefield Hardline and glorious 1080p,
glorious
frames per second on PS4, and it ended up not being that. You know what I mean? Like nobody, a lot. For as much as like the perception of people don't think that like the fix is in. Like as far as the media is concerned, look at the shit that he gets away with. Now, if Microsoft got shit for saying Rise was going to be 1080p, and then it ended up being 900p, right?
Right.
Forget about it. Well, we found out last week. We were the only guys that reported the fucking handshake. I mean, that's pretty sad. I mean, to me,
that is because
nobody covered it.
I don't know how many people use that site. But and you know what's interesting is I don't know anything about insiders and stuff. But you had this other site that was reporting that Microsoft didn't even get a Battlefront. What was that? A Battlefront commercial for their page. That's why they had to link the PlayStation one, right? Because apparently EA didn't give them a Battlefront one, and this is all like, and people were like, well, according to insiders, Shinobi or whatever. I'm like, why the hell are these NeoGAF insiders all of a sudden a legitimate source of news?
You know what? Last year showed me how we should feel about NeoGAF insiders. We done went through a bunch of them. I mean, my man Tim Dog done took down a lot of them. Throughway, all of them. They get on there. These are hand puppets. They are people that just come out and get you hyped, and they dictate where your thought process is. That's the only reason why they're there, is to put something in your mind that's not really true and could be fictional. You know what I'm saying? If you don't search out the truth, you're gonna fall for whatever somebody sit here and tell you. You know what I'm saying? Always seek the truth before you judge an opinion, before you just take somebody's opinion over, and take it as truth. You know what I'm saying? That got to stop. I think that needs to stop this generation, where we just taking people's word for value.
You have these news sites, right, that go off of these quote unquote insiders, and not only that, but I save all my old Xbox magazines, my Game Informer magazines, and you read through them from like 2009, 2008, 2007. They have news. They have legitimate devs talk to them. They're talking about games. You don't hear. There's nothing about resolution or goddamn this or that.
So true. It's so bad.
News. Yeah, it's actual news in there. And then you fast forward, and now it's just opinion shit on this and resolution and this stuff.
And some Twitter tweet that you have to interpret as seven different ways.
And I understand that social media has increased a lot, but damn, man, get back to I don't know. That's why I said, you know what, people are like, oh, well,
go back, man. It's
true what he says though. It was a much more professional way of going about things.
And people always say to us, they go, hey, crap, aren't you salty that you guys don't get to interview any big devs or anything? I says, what's the point? Well, listen to any of these interviews. They're not giving any news anyway.
No, they're not giving you. That's what I was saying too to you, crap. Like, there's nothing. You listen to the girl from Respawn or any of these people. They're just, all they are. It's worse than watching like a celebrity on Conan O'Brien. There's nothing being said. They can't say anything. You know what I mean? It's all PC. I have to be completely politically correct. Xbox didn't mean nothing by it. I like this. And Sony didn't really pay us like that. What they meant was, and you're like, whatever, your head hurts. I think, Tim Dog, weren't me and you going back and forth yesterday? I listened to that. I wanted to see if I can get some information out of that Brad Wardell interview on the Tick show.
There was nothing.
Nothing. Brad Wardell did not give me anything at all to walk away with that I said I felt like I had something I could either write or talk about.
Yeah, nothing. You're right, 100%. It's like, I agree. That's a good point. I mean, it's just like, I thought that we were going to get a new game. That was what was being teased, but I heard the thing, and I was listening 10 minutes, and I'm like, okay, it was working, so I had to do something. So I'm figuring I'm just going to come back, and I'm going to, the story's going to start to break. There's nothing for, 12 hours, and then
I'm surprised you could get through 10 minutes. God.
And then he goes off on a DX12 rant, and he's like, listen, literally, if you flip the switch, this one thing is going to be unbelievable. And I don't blame the Tick guys. The Tick guys are like, hey, great, so we're going to find something out about Xbox. He was talking about it for 10 minutes. He goes, No, not Xbox. That's for the PC. Look, get the fuck out of here. You're on an Xbox show. We don't give a shit. He's talking about for 15 minutes. He's talking about a PC. Like flip the switch on this one thing. He goes, it's gonna be so amazing. You're gonna learn it after the
3,000 lights on the.
Yeah,
whatever. It was.
I was like, whatever, man. This is. I'm done with this. I'm done with the interview.
You want to try to get some news and.
Fuck that, man. This guy.
That's why I would rather. That's what I'm telling you. I would rather like do what we do and talk and be ourselves and discuss it. And look, we have people think that that's all we do is defend Microsoft. Or we've been very critical of them. In fact, more so. And even though because we're Xbox too, but I have a PlayStation as well.
I'm gonna say this: we hold Microsoft accountable.
We do.
When it's time to hold them accountable. I have not yet seen a Sony fanboy hold Sony accountable for anything.
They don't even say they like EA Access. Come on, there has to be one fucking Sony fanboy that says, you know what, this is pretty cool. I mean, everyone fucking hates it. And when there's been talk about this because of the relationship with Star Wars. If they got EA Access, I guarantee you they would be happy and they would start talking about it. And
because, like I said, I did videos, 10 things I hate about Xbox, PlayStation, PC, Wii U, right? And the PlayStation dudes couldn't see anything wrong. They're like, you're lying. That's not true. No, that's not. You're wrong. That's not. And then when you did the Xbox one, then they had to jump onto that one because apparently my list wasn't good enough because they had all this other shit that was wrong with it too. You know what I mean? And it was like the same people. Like they cannot see fault with their precious PlayStation, and it's ridiculous. Look, come out and tell me you don't think that the battery dies quick in the PlayStation or that the HTTP link is bullshit. Those are legitimate bitches, and for them to not argue about it. Look, I'll say the Xbox One needs better install times. It's not
needs
perfect.
To be quicker.
Yes, but the people on the PlayStation won't admit any faults, and that's absolutely ridiculous. Or when I say, hey, I love the fact that I can interact with Phil Spencer, Aaron Greenberg, Major Nelson, all these people, and I could never get a reply from Sony. That's a fucking problem too.
Yoshida did send me a message, though. He helped me learn how to catch a fly with chopsticks. That was
for your information, that was Mooch, not Crap Gamer. So
that's the Mooch.
Save the hate. Yeah, save the hate mail for him.
That's the Mooch, not the Mooch.
If you want to answer us a few questions, we've been going on for 2 hours now.
Yeah.
Popping shit. If you guys want to ask us anything live, want to special guest,
we already got a question here from Rain. He says, with the latest reports of PSN, a.k.a. Patch Station Network, still taking shits on Sony fans because of the Mortal Kombat update, do you think PSN will ever be on par with Xbox Live?
No.
Why? Because Microsoft is a software and the engineering company.
Microsoft took their money from the 360 Xbox Live and invested it into servers. Yes, there's going to be problems here and there because when you have more servers, more problems, right? Most servers, more problems. I'll epic it up. That song, show. Yeah. Most servers, more problems. Yeah, so that's the problem. Sony didn't improve their servers or their service at all from PS3 to PS4, but they do charge you now, so there's that.
I don't think they'll ever be on par. Microsoft's just too invested in the cloud. They have too many servers.
They're the second largest server people in the
world. It's when people decide to get on board with it. You know what I'm saying?
You'll start to see the grapes of the wrath, or however you say that statement. You'll start to see that. You're going to see PC crossplay. You're going to see device crossplay, talking to each other. Like you're going to see so much fucking interaction between these other devices when Windows 10 comes out.
Not even so much that. Even the developers know that Xbox Live is a more stable.
If you want to be serious, you have to say Xbox is better. I mean, I see some of these Sony fanboys saying, it's PSN is better. It just isn't. It's just
that's just a flat lie.
I riddle me this. Check it out. What's the difference between online with the Vita, the PS3, and the PlayStation 4? What's the difference?
Nothing.
The same network is just they're forcing me to pay for to play online on the PlayStation 4. If you're a PlayStation fan, I would have a problem with that because you're making me pay for something that's free on 2 other platforms. And here I'm paying for it on the PlayStation 4. That's not right. You charge
that was a total hypocrisy on their part. They were okay with that because they won E3.
You know what? They snuck that in. They snuck that in too. Go back and watch that E3 2013. They're like, we're gonna let you share your games and this and this. And by the way, you got to pay to play online now. But hey, you can share your games. Yeah. Like most people didn't even catch that part where they're like, yeah, you got to pay to play. Because you had people like Hip Hop Gamer with his belt going, woo, yeah, you can share them games, dog. You know what I mean?
That's racist.
Oh, no, man.
That's racist.
That's racist, yeah. Like, so you know what I'm saying? People, hey, shout out to the over 120 people watching right now. But,
140 people on my side. What you talking about? Shout out to the 143 people watching this live. We appreciate it, man.
Hey, Insane XXL says, do you think the Xbox One will be able to run Star Wars Battlefront properly? What the fuck kind of question is that?
I think the answer is yes.
Need to be asking about the PSN, for real.
Yeah, I mean, any online game, like I think if you got an Xbox One and a PS4 and you're thinking about getting which one to get Battlefront on, you get it on the one with the reliable network. So I think that I would be more worried about PlayStation Network running that game properly.
Yeah.
What happened with not to
I'm gonna tell you what scares me with the PlayStation Network. It ain't so much that it has problems. It's the dang on scheduled maintenance, man. I just don't feel safe, you know, because just say for instance, my off day is when they schedule this maintenance. I'm gonna be mad in a mug that I gotta wait for this maintenance to be done for me to even enjoy my game, and that's probably my only off day.
They don't even do the maintenance at a good time. Like you would figure they do it at like you know,
it should be like in the wee hours of the morning or something. You know, like that. I mean,
in the middle of the night or something. Yeah, they do them at like in the afternoon peak hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
God.
You have to be signed in, right? If you're signed in when they do the maintenance, you could still play online.
Sometimes,
but most of the times you have to schedule your day around it. Then, you know, it sounds like if you're not or leave your thing turned on. You know, Xbox been doing hot patching since I think 2011. And you know that's why sometimes you see a friends list go down because they're doing all that stuff on the live, and that's not easy. That's what I do for a living, and I'm in with stuff like that. That stuff is you know with networking, it's not easy to do that to do they call it a hot patch. It's not easy to do. Microsoft does it, and it's taken for granted.
Well, that whole cloud thing works a lot good too for like their first-party games. You get updates without having to update. Remember, like on the 360, you put in a game and it has an update. It's like this game has this big update. Like now, okay, if there's a massive update from like third-party stuff, but like Killer Instinct, you get server-side updates. You don't even know you got them. You know what I mean? It's like that's something that people don't even like talk about.
What happened with the Mortal Kombat? I heard it was
okay. Now
I was arguing with somebody, but I know that one of the top players. Or I saw his tweet. He kept on getting retweeted. He's like, it's worst on PS4 by far.
Yeah. The Mortal Kombat dude. He's like real heavy into playing more. I guess like one of the top players said that Mortal Kombat on the Xbox One's the best of the group because I guess the frame rate and issues on the PS4 version. I don't know. Plus, Iron Wolf I guess tweeted about Phil Spencer about maybe a Mortal Kombat Killer Instinct crossover, and that's been hinted at before because Ed Boon has said that he likes that idea. I could see maybe start off by putting a Mortal Kombat character in Killer Instinct and maybe a Killer Instinct character in Mortal Kombat. I would like to see that. I think it'd be pretty
really
badass.
Cool.
Yeah,
talk about things that would get people excited. I mean, that's writings on the wall. That would make people excited.
Absolutely.
All right, we got a question from Sign Vision. Do you think the Windows 10 UI for the Xbox will look any different than what we have now? Hell yeah.
I think it's gonna look.
It's a lot.
Yeah. So.
I hope it's more stabler than what we got now because if you surf the web on an Xbox right now, it crashes every now and then once the little.
Well, I think you will.
You got to clear out the cache, and then the videos don't play on everything
either. You're going to get a
either.
new browser. You're going to be getting
So yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, the Spartan. I hope they keep it the Spartan browser. I hope they keep it named that.
No, I think that they are definitely putting the Spartan in. I posted something on my Twitter.
Yeah, I saw a picture. It's like Spartan browser on Xbox.
Basically, it's like Firefox.
So we're not getting the full PC version of Windows 10. We're just getting the Spartan app version.
No, we're getting the Windows 10 kernel just like we have the Windows.
Yeah, I heard they're
kernel.
updating the kernel. Is that true? Have you heard that?
Yeah, I heard it's going to be an update to the Windows 10 kernel. Here's a question from 5150 Turk. Why don't they count digital sales at NPD? Because it's horribly outdated. That's why. I have no idea. Digital makes up for about 40 to 50% of the sales in software now. Yeah, and so the fact that they're not counting that is just ridiculous to me. I don't understand it.
I think it's up to the developer to maybe give it to them. I don't know if Microsoft, Sony, or Nintendo does it, but
they don't even give us the hard numbers. None of them companies do.
Yeah,
we hear every month wins.
Remember they used to? It used to be so much fun. I remember.
Aaron Greenberg used to tweet that shit every week or every month. Aaron Greenberg would be like, Xbox 360 won for the 30th month in a row. I used to love that, man, and now nothing. Damn, man. You Americans need to get out there and buy that American product.
Amen.
I got another question from Ben Horn. Are any of you guys doing full play of The Witcher 3? Yes, I will.
I don't have the internet to do that. I'll be playing the game and I'll review it, and I'll steal next gen's footage to review it.
All right, I'm gonna steal next gen footage.
I'm gonna steal his footage and review it.
I've never been a big Witcher guy. I've never been
black bastard. Oh shit.
Oh, hey, here's a good question from the Jay Williams. He says he has a question. Do you guys think that other podcasters feel inferior not having awesome custom graphics for their podcasts?
Shout out to Jay Williams.
Jay Williams. Hey, we forgot to shout him out last podcast, man. We saw Jay Williams.
You're listening. Can you make mine? Take my hat off. Give me a Captain American hat or something. I need something.
No, give him a real white trash bandana.
Yeah.
like a American flag bandana.
No,
there's a bandana with a skull cap on the top of it. With a skull on there, you know what I'm saying?
Give him a Confederate flag bandana.
Just have a pack of Marlboros on the top of that bad baby.
We got a question here from Metal Face Doom, a statement. J Rock says Microsoft. It was crazy. Microsoft. Wow, man. Microsoft used to go for the juggler and stop bullshit. And I'll also say this. E3 better blow the doors off, or Sony is going to keep their lead for this whole generation. You guys have anything to say to that?
Well, I'll say this: Sony's going to win worldwide no matter what.
Yeah,
I think Microsoft wants to win America, and I think that's important. And I think
UK.
Yeah, and you know what? They just lowered the price, and I've seen some tweets that they're going to be offering a bundle over in the UK for $2.90, whatever their money sound $2.99 is, right? It's going to be they're offering The Witcher 3, Batman, and another game. What is it? Halo, I think, or something.
For $2.99 or £2.49. I know it's one of them.
It's $2.99. It's $2.99. Yeah, it's 3 games. And so they just officially lowered the price over there again. Mm-hmm. So they want to win the UK and the US. I think those are the biggest territories for them, and I think that they're going to do football. If they get the NFL license, is going to do big over here. And I think still having a good FIFA deal and lower price and good games over there is going to help them a lot. I think stuff like Forza and Halo do well over there as well, and Call of Duty. Mm-hmm. So
as well.
So I think that's good. Hey, Go Turtles has a question. He says Phil Spencer said there will be new exclusive IP at E3 and possibly some new third-party deals. What do you guys think?
That's hot off the presses. I know that.
Yeah, he just said it.
That's good news. I think Banjo's one of them. Banjo would be.
I think Eden Falls might get shown off.
Eden Falls.
RPG from Lionhead Studios. I think that that's absolutely something. Maybe that Battletoads. As far as third-party stuff goes, we know they're partnered with The Division, which looks to be an impressive game.
It's not this year, is it? It's next year?
Yeah, The Division is this year.
It says this year.
That's why I said, man, there's a lot going on at this back end
Yeah, we gotta
of
see.
this.
We gotta see what's all coming out, and then
That's another
also,
new IP coming out that Microsoft's sponsoring, but that's all right. We don't need to talk about that, right?
well, you know what? I brought up the games that Microsoft has partnered with. It was a lot this year, including
There's a
Evolve.
ton.
Look, Evolve was supposed to be bigger than it was. I don't, something happened along the way there
I
because
forgot
Evolve.
about the Vision, man. They worried about Star Wars.
The Division looks sick.
Look, Microsoft like Evolve won all these awards at E3, right? Like the most awards and all this stuff, right? But the game just ended up not doing very well. I mean, you can't really pick. Like you would figure it'd be a match made in heaven. Evolve Online, Xbox Live, but then the game just didn't capture people the way they thought it would.
Yeah.
And I mean that kind of stuff happens. But I would like to see them partner. They have to keep going with Call of Duty, not because I like that game anymore, but because that's the biggest game you have. That's the biggest esport. They play it on Xboxes, and you got to keep that up. That's advertising. That's the hardcore gamers, and actually that's what the casuals play too. The casuals that only buy a few games a year, it's Call of Duty, Madden, or whatever, and NBA 2K. Those are, you want them to play on your console, and so that's what they want to do. Hey, Omazio says, what would you do if Nintendo outperforms Microsoft at E3 despite not having a press conference? I don't really see how that's possible, but
Nintendo's got to show up before that sentence even makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey,
don't make no sense.
Yeah, if you're not taking the stage, you automatically lose.
That's internet hype.
Yeah, and second of all, when the people that were claiming Nintendo won last E3 was just saying that because they know the PlayStation 4 had the worst E3.
PlayStation E3 was trash.
The enemy of your enemy is your friend, and so they didn't want to admit that Microsoft had the best conference. So they said, oh, no, well, really, Nintendo showed 11 games or something. How do you win E3 doing that and not even taking a stage?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Be in it to win it.
You got to be in it to win it.
Yep.
Video don't help. You can put that out on YouTube
I don't even know
and
what
keep
the fuck
pushing.
that's going on. Thank God Microsoft and Sony aren't doing that because that's pretty shitty on Nintendo's part.
Yeah.
I mean, just show up and have a conference. We want to see,
Yeah.
Even if it's short, just do what you do.
That's real shitty. Talk about bad marketing. That's that needs to be looked at by them because that's pathetic that they don't show up.
Here's a good question. E.S. Hawkins says, do you guys think winning E3 is enough for Microsoft? I just think that Microsoft is slowly becoming like Nintendo where they're not the talk of the playground anymore. It seems like having the PS4 is the cool thing now.
You may be right. Let's see. I say this. If depends on Windows 10 and how I think if they rebranded like with a Slim, I think they got a whole new relaunch, and it all boils down to the games. If Microsoft could knock it out of the park with some real must-have AAA exclusives, of games like Tomb Raider stay exclusive. I'm not talking about PC, I'm talking about consoles here. If they can keep that exclusive, which Phil Spencer said he's not going to invest in the IP to make it better on a viable platform. So, I know Tomb Raider is going to PC, but it's not. I don't see it going to the PlayStation 4 or the Wii U. Depends, like I said, it all boils down to games. They gotta come with the games. Games like if the Joe Montana NFL 2K, if that's for real, that's going to be huge for them. It all boils down to the games at the end of the day.
Yep, there's a lot of games coming. They have to win E3, I think, and then they just have to move off the momentum right off of that.
Even if they win, like the Sony fans won't admit it, but they might say it like privately, like, damn man, Microsoft really, they really brought it. You know what I'm saying? Like I think
they'll never give. That's the thing. But Phil, that's why he said what he said when he complimented. Bloodborne. You just don't see that stuff on Sony's side. They never ever give credit where credit's due.
I asked Yoshida that. I was like, how come Phil is always complimenting you guys on stuff and you guys never do it back? In fact, when Phil Spencer got promoted, Yoshida's big compliment was a backhanded compliment was he's the most human person there or something like that. It was like some fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, like a shot at Microsoft.
Yeah, it was a fucking shot.
If I was Microsoft, I'm like, we can buy y'all broke motherfuckers. Shut up.
Exactly.
Yeah, go sell another bill.
Well, I think Yoshida definitely, whether Phil knows it or whether they don't know or not, those guys really they want to beat Microsoft and they want to beat it
They want to. Even Jack Tritton said that was like a thorn in their side. They needed their own Halo, and that's honestly to me, that's when Sony lost their way when they stopped. How should I say, creating and start copying and wanted to have their own version of the next. Like come on. Even if you look at the PlayStation controller, it's not made for shooters. The fucking knobs are right next to each other. It's not a shooter's controller. You know what I mean? But they had to have their next Halo. They had to have the next Super Smash Brothers. They had to have the next Mario Kart. Like, and it just been wasting so much money on them dog shit ass exclusives. Like, come on. PlayStation All-Stars, Mod Nation Racers, and Little Sack Boy. Like, come on. That's some dog shit ass game. You got great games. The Getaway. Parasite Eve. I don't know if they made that, but it wasn't exclusive to them. Siphon Filter. They had some great games, that they can visit. But, it is what it is, man.
Hey, here's a question. Let's see. What do you guys think? Oh, hold on. He says he's a big fan. His name is Geosco. He says he's a big fan of the podcast. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, bro.
Would we like to see Xbox bring back the Xbox channel and have shows involved with games?
Yeah.
Xbox channel need to bring back. No, listen.
Have BGST on the Xbox.
I got the perfect answer.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. Microsoft bring back the Xbox channel and hire the Big Game of Small Talk podcast. We'll tone it down. We'll cut out the 4-letter words. And
why not? We could have a 4-letter.
No!
Listen. You talk about politically incorrectness. I remember listening to Howard Stern in '84. And he was on public radio. And the stuff that he said today would just throw people. I mean, I heard that man say he wished a man died of cancer on the radio. He says he was talking about the head of NBC. He says I wish that man died of cancer. So I mean, it's good to have an edge like this show has. You should be.
Oh yeah, no, we're not that bad. We're no different.
I don't think you're bad. I know you. Like I said, I know some things said this and that. I know you're a good person. That's why I come on the show.
Oh, Tim.
Thanks.
Oh.
You only had to give a reach around for that. Yeah. He'll pay you back later, Tim. Don't worry. All right, we got one more question because we got to wrap this up. Mooch has got to go. He's like, damn, my wife is about to knock my ass out.
Man, it's like you get like a little bit of time away, but 3 hours I start getting the tap on the shoulder.
Yeah.
I didn't even eat dinner yet. I gotta go eat something.
Yeah.
That was me last week, Tim. As soon as we shut off the thing,
I ate before I got on here. See, y'all rookies.
This week I ate.
That's how you know we dealing with novice.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? We took care of all that before we got here.
If we didn't have so much problems with the last podcast, we probably would have been out by now.
True.
Yeah, we should have.
We went on PSN.
Guys are watching now live, whatever. We have another half of this podcast. You can watch it. It was some really good stuff we talked about. You go by and check it out. What's the last question?
Lace Chuck says, "Are you guys doing a live show for E3?"
I would love to. Well, Tim's going to be in. Tim, you're going to E3, right, Tim?
Yeah, I'll bring my stuff. If I can do it, I'll do it. Sure. I mean,
we're gonna. Even so, we could even live from E3. Tim could call us on Skype and we could like relay it like we do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that would be a cool thing to do, because he's in there. He could be like, "Yo, I talked to Phil," and
Phil.
He can be the live. He can come call in and be the correspondent. You know what I'm saying, for us doing it live. That'd be nice.
Yeah. I have no idea how that whole shit's gonna work, man.
We'll figure it out. We'll get you hit.
Big Gamer Small Talk will definitely be. We'll be live in some form or fashion talking about it.
What time do Microsoft typically go on?
They usually go on at like 12 or 1 or something.
Yeah. 12 or so. Oh yeah, we good.
What days that are crap?
I ain't gonna be able to make it to the Sony one, but yeah.
That's
I can't sit.
Yeah, that's like.
I can't sit through that trash no more.
Tim Dog. When's the E3 conference? What day is that? June what?
16th? June 16th. Yeah.
Okay.
June 19th or 17th and 18th, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, like I said, guys, thank you for watching us live. If you're just tuning in now, we have another part of a show up. If you can get the audio was a little chopped, that's why we made this call here. We do apologize for that. It wasn't our fault. It was, the powers that be trying to take us down. But we'll catch you guys next week, and we out of here.
Oh shoot.
Rack them up. I see Showstopper stealing.